Hey, what's up, everybody? Bdf 44 coming at you in another video. All right, man. Oof. Spirits, man. Spirits on the train, man. It was a situation that it could have went really left, unfortunately, but not for myself. I was not involved, and I'm good, and everybody's good. But man, bus driver was on some other stuff. There was a man who had gotten on the bus, and he had one of those, you had to let the thing down so he can get on with his wheelchair, but his wheelchair was on low juice. So when he got to a certain point at the where you pay, his thing appeared to either die, or it was so low in juice that it couldn't turn. It could go forward. Shit, excuse my language. I thought it had cut off, but it did not. It could either go forward or backwards. And so what ended up happening was the bus driver was kind of moving to the middle of the bus to try to get out of the way so that the man could come through. And it was a kid, youngster, probably no older than 15, 16 years old, good kid, was trying to go past the bus driver to help the man. And the bus driver turned around on him and said, "What you doing in my space?" And it started really getting crazy with the dude, and all he was trying to do was get past him so he could help him. And the kid didn't understand, because of course he's a kid, that the bus driver didn't have the legal right to help forcefully move the man who was otherwise in need, right? And as somebody who's done security, I kind of inherently understand that. You grown-ups, we have jobs, a lot of us, where we know, if we're on the street, we can help somebody, but legally, if we touch that person, suddenly they could say you assaulted them, something went wrong, and they could sue you. I've heard of so many different stories. So it's I understood the bus driver's point of view in not touching the man. Of course he wanted to move the bus, but it would be incumbent upon a civilian to be able to forcefully touch him without it being against company policy. So the young fella didn't understand why the bus driver wasn't moving to help the man. And the young fellow was, of course, startled by the idea that this bus driver, who's twice his size, by the way. Bus driver's a big Mexican dude. Wasn't helping the man. So the bus driver, I guess, having a bad day or just a bad person, I couldn't tell, who knows, right? But the kid ended up going out of the bus because he didn't want to go past the bus driver. The bus driver wouldn't let him pass his space. Get over my space. What the hell you doing, young kid? I could have clocked you. He was really just unnecessarily wicked toward this young man. All the young fellow was trying to do was to literally get off the bus so that he could help forcefully push the man onto the bus. And then when he was doing that, he eventually said, "You know what? I'm not going to even try to go past this bus driver. He tripping. Let me go out the back door, enter the front door, and try to push him from the front." So that's what the young fella did. He pushed him, and the bus driver was like, "Okay, big fella, you gonna help him? Okay, you help him then. Nah, hurry up now. Don't struggle now." He was just being unnecessarily wicked. Now, mind you, the bus driver is probably my age. Homies no younger than 37 years old. You know, understand what I'm saying? The bus driver, the kid who was trying to help him, probably 14. He a young little Hispanic dude. Little body, you know what I mean? Obviously, he's going to struggle trying to push this man, 212, 20, 13-pound man, in one of those super wheeler things that has enough weight in and of itself. Of course, he's going to struggle with that, man. And he was doing it by himself because nobody else got up to help him. So it was everybody on the bus knew the bus driver was being a jerk. And we were clapping for young man. And when he... after he had pushed the man in, he found a way to do it. And the bus driver, the little kid, the young fella, approached the bus driver "Why are you just standing there?" And the kid didn't understand. The bus driver explained to him, "I can't touch that, man. It's against policy." And the kid just wasn't, at that point it was egos. And so they were kind of going back and forth. And my thing was, please don't let this bus driver harm this young fella, because then it's going to be a real problem on this bus with some of the others who were watching the situation. So it was man, this could turn violent quick. It could turn violent quick. So I'm just sitting there trying not to be a problem at all. I'm just sitting there looking out the window, but surveying the whole situation. Because it's one thing when a young kid, you can tell when somebody doesn't have a problem punking little people. It's a whole nother story when a dude, pretty much his size, the bus driver's size, which I am, intervenes in any way. Then it can turn into something real serious. So my thing was, as long as he ain't going to touch this kid, me, the dude around behind me, and a couple of other people on there, we don't have to insert ourselves in this situation. As long as he reminds himself that he's working and that it's against policy to touch all people on that bus, not just the man in the wheelchair, then, you know, it ain't no sense in somebody like myself trying to insert myself in any way. So I just gave the young fella, after he sat down, a little nod and a heads up like, yo, you did the right thing. Another lady told him too, don't you worry about nothing, you did the right thing. And he did. He did what I would want my son to do if I had a son. Help. You know what I mean? Help. And the part that really, I guess, bothered me as a grown man is how disturbed the bus driver was when the young fella was trying to get by him. The dude was like the kid is $140 at the most. He doesn't weigh no more than 140 pounds. Probably not even that much, y'all. This is a kid that's like 5'6", 5'5", slender Mexican dude. He can't hurt you, bro. Unless he got something on him. And what would be his motive for stabbing the bus driver while we're sitting there waiting for somebody to get him? Like, there's nothing he could do to harm you. So why are you like, why, you know what I mean? Why are you so jumpy with such a little kid? You know what I mean? It was just unnecessary energy coming off that bus driver, man. And my thing was, I know this is a tough job. I think there's something in the air because he ain't the only person that's had some weird energy about him. You know, I don't know if it's a full moon tonight or whatever it was, but that was just completely and unnecessarily destructive type behavior from flying off that bus driver. And my thing is, you know, you got to get us where we're going. You know what I mean? That's my only attitude. It's raining today, so it's the only day I would have taken the bus to begin with because it was raining at the train station. So my thing is, I'm not going to walk home in the full rain. And so I'll just live with the fact that I ain't getting my exercise today like I want to. But just so happened to get on that bus, and I guess the Lord had it, you know, decked out right so that I could be on that bus as a calm presence to more or less just reaffirm to that young fella that, yo, you did the right thing, bro. Sometimes that's really needed. As a young person, you don't really know. You know what I mean? You don't know. That's what it comes down to. You just do what your daddy and your mother taught you how to do, which is help. You know what I mean? And so that was just that was messed up. The way that bus driver talked to him too. He called him stupid. He said some things to him. Said he could have clocked him. Like, bro, you're really about to assault a child for helping? Like, is that really how we living out here, bro? I know you might not enjoy your life right now with your job. I understand you might be having a tough day in personal life, might be going bad or whatever, man. But the type of energy you putting out, believe me, it ain't gonna get better for you if that's the energy you putting out, bro. And that's what I want to tell people. Like, let's not be so caught up in how we feel about being unhappy that we take our energy out on people that don't have nothing to do with it. Because we are all subject to some variation or some level of that at some point in our lives. My mother had an extreme gift in the sense that she didn't do that. If she's feeling bad, she knew how to compartmentalize her anger with life and still have a smile on her face. It ain't something that I think many people have. I don't even know that I have that, to be honest with you. I don't think I had that trait. But to just be so angry with literally random child because he's trying to get by you to help someone who needs your help that you are not legally able to help, or if he's just trying to get off the bus for any damn reason. I can get initially saying, okay, you in my space, hold up. But all that extras? Nah, that's crazy, man. That's some unhinged type of like crash out type energy coming off the bus driver. And my thing is, bro, at the end of the day, this is a young kid, man. I could see if this was a grown-ass man like myself all in your space who damn know better. But a high school student, a junior high school student, he's not trying to make you feel uncomfortable, bro. Like, what are you doing? Just move out the way for the young fella. Let him know that your space was violated. I didn't have a problem with that. But after that, all the extras, it's self-destructive more than anything else. The older I get, the more I understand that energy is not aggressive. That energy is asking for an ass whooping or worse. I'm telling you, I know exactly what that energy is. That, my friends, do not get that misconstrued with somebody who's ready to hurt somebody. That's somebody who wants someone to hurt them. And for me, it's just like, yo, I kept telling myself as I was sitting there, do not engage in anything that would otherwise have this Bus driver, turn this attention to you. Do not do anything that will make this bus driver turn his energy to you. Because that's when the devil has a hold of your spirit. And then you start acting crazy. Then all this, it's just for black men, and I'm saying this specifically for us, but maybe this may apply to every man of every race. But for black men, we got to be very careful not to let our ego insert us into circumstances that could potentially become violent because of our presence as black men. Because if I'm a Caucasian man with a suit on, a smaller guy, maybe he tries to bully me, just like he tried to bully that kid. But a black man, he's gonna think he has to kill or be killed in that situation 9 out of 10 times, especially if we look like we can hold our weight in any way. We have to carry ourselves differently. We have to. It could be the difference between dying or doing life in prison, literally. As to where maybe for some of y'all who are not black, that may not be the case, yo. That just may not be the case. But a lot of times people look at us as if we all got the strength of football players and basketball players, like, or they think we all is speedy like Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? And it becomes a different type of energy pointed at trying to defend themselves against what potentially could be us beating the hell out of them. That's just what I'm telling you all. And so that's what was keeping me in check, is understanding, like, yo, with all due respect to anybody who laughs at what I'm saying, I could potentially be seen as a threat to a dude like that. And people say, yo, you ain't no tough guy. I know I'm not like that, but at the same time, the reputation of my race, particularly us males, when we have the build that I have or bigger, it's like, yo, people think we Mike Tyson, bro. People think we're running backs or LeBron or something. Like, it's not the same, bro. It's just not the same. And so for me, it's like the only way I'm inserting myself in the situation is if I think little man is in danger. If the lug fella gets in danger, then I will assert myself in whatever way to protect him. But at the end of the day, it's like it can go so many different ways that end up left, for which my spirit is not even there, man. My spirit ain't even in that space. I'm getting on this bus. I came from my therapy session. It went well. Talked about some key things that I didn't take with me. And I got on that bus in a good mindset, even though I didn't really want to take the bus. But I knew I wanted to escape the rain, for which, luckily enough, it ain't raining right now, and I'm about a block away from the place that I'm headed. But, I'm here to tell y'all, man, the bus driver looked like he was frustrated with something else, and he was taking it out on a young kid, and then he was antagonizing further because he knew he could probably beat up the young kid. And that, to me, is small behavior, bro. We gotta be able, all of us, everybody, have to be able to outlet our frustrations with our circumstances more productively than to represent ourselves that way, man. And I know a lot of us want to be better off than we are in our situations. People are poor, man. People are living lives they don't want to live. Got, cheating spouses, stuff like that, not unforgiving spouses or what have you. Kids probably acting up. Tax time coming around, probably got to owe. Like, it's a lot of things that people, working class people, are dealing with, man, that a few dollars likely will fix. But because them dollars ain't in place, we're doing stuff to get the money that we can get, not getting very far, and then from there we take it out, that frustration that comes with that reality, out on others, and it just becomes a vicious cycle of bad energy, man. I want better for people, man. I really do. I wasn't mad at the bus driver at all. I just thought he was acting like a child. I thought he was legitimately acting like a child, man. He's too old to be acting like that. I carry myself in the presence of young people differently than that. I guess it's just how I was wired and raised. But my intention is to always tell that young fella, you did the right thing. Thank you, bro. This is why I couldn't touch him. In a way that he understands, like, look, I lose my job for doing so, but you did a great job. You did a great thing, young fella, and thank you for helping. That would have been my attitude. Instead of, like, just being real small with the young fella, man, real short with him. And I don't know, man. It bumped my spirit in a way that made me feel sorry for the bus driver, because he looked like a guy who's, if he don't change his ways, that energy right there will be his undoing. That energy right there to be his undoing. And the sick thing about it is this is what I do understand. Despite what I already said, it's going to sound like a contradiction. But when you messing with these young boys out here his age, they probably got something on them. And that's why I told him, I tell you I respect him telling that young fella to get out of space. Because you don't know. They be the ones that lay you down. And he had 2 or 3 homeboys on the back of the bus with him. His age, but like they all look like they was from something. This is North Hollywood. So it's like, I don't know that bus driver wouldn't have lost his life on that bus if he would have did anything to that young fella. I don't know he wouldn't. Because maybe that kid didn't have nothing on him, but maybe one of his homies did. Nor do I know if the bus driver had anything that could have took anybody out. Who knows? But the point is, that whole energy, all of that energy was unnecessary, man. It's a bad example of how a man his age, twice his size and his age, is supposed to be acting around him. Especially when he's looking to do something that really helps the bus move. You know, we were all waiting. Bus driver couldn't do anything. So it was just incumbent upon one of us to do something that young fella had decided to. And that was a good thing. So I don't know why that energy came his way, but I wanted him to know, just from a head nod and a thumbs up, that I approve of the energy you engage in, that's exactly the type of energy that I'd want to see myself represent in doing, or my son to represent in doing. I didn't get up, so he better than me, you feel me? I could have got him, did something, you know what I mean? But I sat there and just understood that, you know, if the elderly man felt like he needed help, he would have asked for it. But at the same time, the elderly man who was in that wheelchair had a mask on. I don't think his mind was all there. He might have been a little drunk, that kind of thing. So maybe he didn't have the wherewithal to ask for help. But whatever the case may be, the kid took it upon himself. Everybody was thankful for that, except for seemingly the bus driver. And I just felt bad for the bus driver, not the young fella. The young fella did the right thing. He gonna get good energy from it. But the bus driver, he made himself look bad, and that's the type of energy that ends up getting you in a lot of trouble, man. A lot of trouble. I've seen grown men and people just in general get beat up engaging in that type of energy. It's like, really, no worse. I told y'all that situation that happened at the shack when I was all drunk getting in somebody's face and got clocked in the head. It can happen to me for sure. I ain't been a bully since. I ain't put myself in a position to be like that since. That definitely grew me up right then and there. And I was older than that young fella was when I found myself in that situation. So it's never too late to learn lessons. And some of them lessons will change your life. But apparently, homeboy, the bus driver, had never learned that lesson. But I can guarantee you he will if he keeps up that energy. So that's really what I want to say, man. Let's represent ourselves well, especially in the presence of young people who are impressionable, man. Let's do right. Bdf 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.